You say that. Oh, is it on?
It's on.
Oh, my.
Oh, they're giving us the finger. Telling us it's time to start. That's what I meant to say.
Ow.
And I'm so glad you're here. The sun will come out maybe on Wednesday or something, but we're here.
Not tomorrow.
I'm here. Mark's here. The band's here. Marcus is here. I think that's enough to celebrate. Let's stand together and enjoy being together. Mr. Jim Mooney, everybody.
This is the day that God has made. I will rejoice. This is the time to celebrate. Lift up every voice. Enter this moment as God's own heart. is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. This is the day that God has made.
Good morning, Vision. Good morning, Vision. My name is Marcus Gilliland. I am a registered. Well, I am registered. I'm a licensed practitioner here at Vision. I am also a ministerial student. And today, Reverend Kathy gave me the keys to the car. So I will be practicing my skills at running a service. So buckle your seatbelts. But before I get carried away with myself, let's start, as we always do, with prayer. So what I know is that there is one power and one presence, and that it flows freely and easily, and that is exactly what is happening right now. Just as the rain refreshes the earth, I know that Spirit refreshes each one of us as we make the decision to come here to be together as community. So all is well, all is good, all is in the grace in the life of the one that serves and upholds everyone and everything. And I know this is good. It is so very good, and I'm grateful, and so it is. Amen. All right, so have no fear. Patty is standing by. Should I fall apart or forget something, she'll say, hey. So that's what's going on. So welcome to Vision. Thank you for braving the weather. I think we have a bit of a respite in between storms. I know that it has been hitting California quite hard and the West Coast, and so our hearts and minds and prayers do go out to all of those who are experiencing more water than we've gotten here for sure. Good morning to everyone online. Thank you for joining us. We do have prayer support here this morning. If you are in need of prayer, we do have practitioners. So practitioners in the room, please raise your hand. We have practitioners, ministers. Thank you very much. So if you have a prayer, there's a little slip inside of your bulletin that will, you can write it down, put it in the box, or if you want direct prayer, grab one of the practitioners, and they will be more than happy to know the truth for you and with you today. For those online, we do have a meet and greet session directly after the service. We will have practitioners available for one-on-one prayer during the meet and greet as well. Let's see. There we go. I did that, and I did that. Up next, we have the guest packets. And so the guest packets are for anyone here. This does have all of the information about Vision and our mission in the community. If you know everything about Vision and you think there's somebody that would benefit from coming and joining us for a service on Sunday morning, please take one. You can find them at the back of the room here, at the front where we come in, on the table by the back door, so they are all over the place. So if you do want to share what we experience here at Vision with one of your friends or family, please take one. And on the front of this little packet, we do have a saying. So let's all say that together right now. Whoever you are and wherever you are welcome here. You are safe and you are loved. So let's share a little bit of that love with our neighbors here in the room. Just say hi to somebody. All right. I love that sound. I love the sound of community. I love that sound of welcome. So let's go now to our celebration singers for our centering song.
God is able, more than able, to accomplish what concerns me today. God is able, more
much more than I could ever dream. God is able, more than able, to be my life abundant and free. God is able, more than able, to accomplish what concerns me today. God is able, more than able, to handle anything that comes my way. God is able, more than able, to do much more than I could ever dream. God is able, more than able, to be my life abundant and free.
Good morning. My name, good morning. My name is Marianne Downs Tanaka, and I'm a licensed spiritual counselor here at Vision. Please take these quotations into your heart as we move into the silence and allow the tones of the bowl to bring you into and out of our 5-minute meditation. Every moment is a golden one for him who has the vision to recognize that it is such. That was Henry Miller. And from Ernest Holmes, the mind which we discover within us is the mind that governs everything. This is the thing itself, and we should recognize its simplicity. Our, our memorial candle today is burning for the mother of Lucy Dumas. Nona Marie Nowlin. She was 99 years old and made her transition last Sunday. So we just know that, that life just goes on, that life is eternal, and we're knowing for the family of Lucy, for the entire family, we're knowing love and support and knowing that God is at the center of all of this, and that there is one eternal life. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is my life. That life is perfect, and that life is my life now. Those are the words of our opening song, and that is the absolute truth of what we know here. There is only one life, and we are one with it. I know that I am one with God, and the power and the presence that created the universes is the power and presence that's within me. And I know right here and now that it is the gift of God that I live, breathe, and have my being right in God. And so I know and claim right here and now that there is a greater good for all of us. I know that the truth is that all the prayers in our heart can be answered. I know this to be true. And I know that we are blessed today to come together here at Vision, a place where we gather to know this truth, to celebrate, to say, yay, we are one in God. And I know today we are blessed with the fabulous music and the wonderful words that Marcus gets to speak today. I know it goes right into our hearts, that there is a greater good for all of us, that God is at the center, and that we are simply here today to be lifted up in consciousness, to know that truth and to be thankful. So I say thank you, God, for this time, this day, and this place we call Vision. And I just give my words over to God, knowing they are answered right here and now. And so I just let it go. I let it be. And so it is.
We are so lucky to have our guest today, swept in on a breeze from heaven. She writes the songs and she sings the songs, and both of them are just fantastic.
There was a time I almost lost my pretty mind because a boy wouldn't go with me. He said, hey, I think I'll stay, but you go on your way. Have fun being free. There was a time I almost lost my pretty mind because a town got the best of me. Every day another perfect piece of paradise, but there was more I had to see. Now I'm going down the road with nobody's hand to hold. It's just me along the path, and as the winds of freedom fill my lungs, I know I ain't going back. There was a time lost my pretty mind because a song wouldn't leave my lungs. All the words were tangled deep inside my chest, down where fear and doubt come from. Now I'm going down the road singing songs that bring me home. There's music to be made, and when the winds of freedom fail my lungs, show me to my grave. Some people want to stay on the ground and in the shade, but I'm climbing up the branches, moving leaves so I can see the bluest sky. Now I'm going down the road with the whole world to call my own. I'm open and alive, and as the winds of freedom fill my lungs, I know I'll be just fine.
Thank you, Kinnie. I just love her. One more round of applause. Isn't she beautiful? So here we are, January, the third week in January, huh? The wheel keeps on turning. It just keeps on going. So the January theme is root and reboot. The first week, Reverend Patty brought us refill, taking the time in the no zone, taking time away from distractions, resisting the temptation to jump right into the new year with reckless abandon, taking time to step away so that we can refill and pause and make sure that we've taken care of ourselves. Following that, we had refresh, making sure that we're using spiritual practice to take care of our minds, bodies, and souls, refreshing ourselves through the spiritual practice of self-care. This morning, I will be talking about recognition, recognize. Taking the time to recognize the one power as a source of everything that we need. The practical use of affirmative prayer as well as a tool to benefit ourselves and others and the world. First, I want to share a short story with you from Emmett Fox in The Mental Equivalent. In the Middle Ages, a citizen was arrested by one of the barons and shut up in a dungeon in the baron's castle. The citizen was taken down dark stairs, down, by a ferocious-looking jailer who carried a great key a foot long. The door of the cell was opened, and the citizen was thrust into a dark hole. The door swung shut with a bang, and there he was. He lay in the dark dungeon for 20 years. Each day, the jailer came, opened the big door with a great creaking and groaning, thrust a pitcher of water and a loaf of bread in, and closed the door again. After 20 years, the prisoner decided he could not stand it any longer. He wanted to die, but he did not want to commit suicide, so he decided that when the jailer came the next day, he would attack him. The jailer would then kill him in self-defense, and his misery would be thus ended. He decided to examine the door carefully so as to be ready for the following day. Going over, he caught the handle and turned it. To his amazement, the door opened. Upon investigation, he found there was no lock on it. There never had been. For 20 years, he had not been locked in except by belief. Right? Ooh, the prison of belief. Or perhaps it would be better say the prison cells of belief. How often have we experienced a sensation of being trapped, only to realize it is our way of thinking that has trapped us? And it isn't just our own thoughts. The collective unconscious, the life-restricted median of blindly accepting general thinking can become our operating system if and when we aren't paying attention. Numbly floating in an average experience. We can become trapped in a cell of, well, I guess it's always been this way, so there isn't a point in trying to do anything else. Or as my mom would call it when I became a glum little boy, Eeyore thinking. Right?
Well, nobody likes me. I'll just go over here and wait for it to end. I always fail, so I don't know why I tried anyway.
However, Science of Mind offers a wide range of tools for us to use when we find ourselves in one of these mental cells. One of those is, that I have found personally uplifting is mental treatment or affirmative prayer. We start with the recognition that God is all there is, followed by an awareness of our eternal connection to that source of everything. From there springs a realization of how that shows up in our lives, how it shows up in and as through us. We gave thanks for it, we let it go, we let it be. We plant the seed so that the experience of that truth is the experience of our lives. I often think of my friend Lee Armentrout, a practitioner at Universal Spirit Center, where they would teach the kids about affirmative prayer. God is good, so am I. All is well. Thank you. Goodbye. See, we can think however we want. That's the joy of it. We are free to think however we want. If we focus on what we don't have, well, we will have a recurring experience of lack and emptiness in our life. If we focus on sickness and disease, we're making a way for more sickness and disease to show up in our life. If we continue to affirm, nobody loves me, everybody hates me, I may as well sit in the garden and eat worms, well, worms are on the menu, right? Yet, as we think abundantly, we receive abundantly. We think health and vitality, and the result is an expanded awareness of health and vitality in our lives. Love is all around us, all the time, all the time. Choosing to see it, to give of ourselves from a place of love, and the world becomes full of beauty and friendship and more love than we know what to do with. The key to all of this is recognizing the immediate and powerful presence of God at the center of all things. It's like the Henry Miller quote from this morning, every moment is a golden one for him who has the vision to recognize it as such. In the first few pages of every Science of Mind magazine, we find the what we believe statements. The fourth of which states, we believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. In other words, we encounter a heavenly experience from the inside out when we choose to recognize it as a reality. It's right here. Heaven is right here. We can choose to live differently. We don't have to wait as long as the citizen in the cell. We certainly don't have to wait until it becomes a decades-long experience of misery. But it takes as long as it takes. There are times when I think back on missed opportunities, the things I could have accomplished if only I had known differently, if only I had chosen differently, if only I had been more brave. There are times I think on those missed opportunities, but then that becomes a cell of its own, right? Looking backward only serves to keep us from moving forward. For years, I regretted my choices as a teenager that led me to dropping out of college at 18, creating a fantasy world of what I could have been if I had only done A, B, or C. Who knows what I could have accomplished if I had accepted my decision and moved on with courage. But if any of it had been different, I would not be standing here today. I bless the pebble in my path that set me upon the experience with you here right now. I bless the moment that led me to the teaching of the science of mind that claims the man who dares to fling his thought out into universal intelligence with the assurance of one who realizes his divine nature and its relation to the universe and dares to claim all there is will find an ever-creative good at hand waiting to serve him. God will honor that request. The soul that knows its own divinity, to that soul all else must gravitate. Let us then enlarge our process and dare to think in universal terms. Let us dare to believe that every constructive word is invincible. Constructive. Thinking in a way that builds, that creates, that honors the truth that is within us, that there is nothing that can hold us back if we are but at one with that eternal presence that never leaves us, ever, ever. There is nothing we can do. Right now, we can start fresh with the recognition that God is all there is, and that means things can be better than they were before. We begin right where we are, because God is right here where we are. If you can't tell, I'm fond of the word God. I know that's not everybody's favorite word. There's universal spirit, there's source, whatever you choose to put in that bracket. But God is never bothered by what time it is, what year it is, how old we are, what color our hair is. Mine's continuing to change. What our eyes look like, the tone of our skin is. God knows us as a creation of itself, intimately and infinitely known. There is nothing we can ask that is beyond Spirit's ability to accomplish. Believe that the constructive word is invincible. Recognition means to know again, to recognize. And we can know it again and again and again. If our meditations rest in the space of recognition of the infinite and benevolent presence surrounding us and filling us, I would suggest that the rest of our day would be just a little bit brighter. If we can think however we want to, then why not try thinking in a way that is inspired by recognizing that the best possible outcome of any situation is not only a possibility, but that it is within our power to guide it into existence. Heaven is within us. We are born with the spark of the divine, and there is nothing that can put it out. We can agree to more and better and brighter and steadfastly turn away from anything that appears different to that. Now, I do not deny the reality of the ups and downs of life. There will be a wide array of experiences. Fill them fully and let them teach what they need to teach. Sadness, grief, emptiness, anger. The list is long. There are people right now that probably want to punch me in the face for saying that life is good and there's, it's all good and we can guide it into existence. But it's true, even in the depth of despair. Even in the depth of despair, God is there with us, knowing, living through us to a better experience. For we should not, probably don't want to let these experiences to become those cells that keep us trapped. A practice of recognition, starting from a place where we know without any doubt that we are never cut off from our source, assists us in moving toward that cell door and back into the light of day. We can create the kind of life that inspires us. Indeed, as we affirm our divinity, the kind of life that we desire gravitates toward us, takes shape around us. This is the mental equivalent. Recognition as the first step of affirmative prayer supercharges our mental equivalent. The mental equivalent is what we agree to as the experience we believe we will have. The prayer is a seed that is planted, and within that seed is the mental equivalent. For example, the acorn becomes a mighty oak. A single nasturtium seed becomes a vibrant flowering plant that covers entire hillsides. One morning glory seed can take over a neighborhood with its vines and beautiful flowers. One. We have a similar power of creation through affirmative prayer and our infinite connection to Spirit. Paraphrasing Ernest Holmes, the founder of this teaching, how much life can a person experience? As much as they choose to embody. What seeds are we planting? Seeds of circumstance that keep us locked in cells of misery, or seeds of growth and expansion that will cover the hillsides of our lives with vividness and color? In the Declarations of Principles in Living the Science of Mind, there's 3 copies in the bookstore, we find the power to live is within the self, implanted by the divine. Ultimately, every person will realize their inner kingdom, which shall become to them as the tree of life, providing food and shelter, perfection and joy. What do you want to experience? How much do you want to experience it? Put that feeling into the prayer. Feel the sensation of what it would be like to experience it right now. Do what you need to do to remind yourself every morning that you are an amazing person, unique in all of the universe, filled with the power to achieve your heart's desire. Stay in the mental state of recognition until you are filled with a sense of connection to that source, and all else flows from that place. Be extravagant. Love yourself into a place of fullness and joy. Know that Spirit will meet you where you are and will continue to match you goodness for goodness. We cannot out-imagine God. If all of this seems a bit intimidating, or if you are unsure of how to begin living from this consciousness, you have support here at Vision and throughout Centers for Spiritual Living. Find a practitioner after service and ask them how to know it for you. Write your affirmations down at night before you go to sleep, and write some more when you get up in the morning. Reverend Karen Wilson, who created the supporting materials for CSL's January Global Themes, offers this. Quote, "You are never alone. We all face uncertainty in times of challenge. There is nothing to be ashamed of in having this experience. We do not hide or sugarcoat or spiritually bypass our lived experience. What we do is support each other in moving through it. If you can't see the truth for yourself today, that's okay. That's why we have people trained to see the truth with you." As one of our past spiritual leaders, Dr. Ken Gordon, used to say, "If you believe that I believe this for you, then borrow my belief." There is a power in the universe, and we can use it. End quote. Be brave and know that you are loved. Stand up and walk over to the cell door and open it. Bit by bit, state with ever-increasing clarity the affirmation of a life of abundance, health, and love. Life is always responding to our thoughts. Be bold and joyfully declare that the one life of God is your life, and that because God is perfect and at the center of your being, that a perfect and joy-filled life is yours right now. If it is challenging now, know that you are supported and that it can be better. If it is great right now, lift up your consciousness even higher and say, "More, please, more, please, more, please." Again from Reverend Wilson, quote, "The world needs whatever it is that you are. And the fullness of your expression is a gift that continues to keep the circle spiraling upwards." End quote. Recognize the powerful expression you are and know that we co-create a rich and abundant life hand in hand with the source and creator of all things. Kick that cell door open and walk boldly into the light of day. Thank you.
been looking like you need a break. You can pack a suitcase, but there's nothing you need to take. Where we're going, everything you need is right there at your feet. So come on, baby, take a ride with me. Come away with me where the grass is a little greener and the earth smells a little sweeter after the rain. Come away with me where the trees grow a little taller and life gets a little smaller with all the space. Let's go to our place. We've been looking for a place to settle down. I found a spot and it's way outside of town. There's plenty of room for us to build ourselves a home and plenty of space for us to roam. Come away with me where the grass is a little greener and the earth smells a little sweeter after the rain. Come away with me where the trees go a little taller and life gets a little smaller with all the space. Let's go to our place. The city lights don't shine as bright as all the stars out here up in the sky. There's nothing but the two of us out here running free and wild. Come away with me where the grass is a little greener and the earth smells a little sweeter after the rain. Come away with me where the trees go a little taller and life gets a little smaller with all the space. Let's go to our place. Let's go to our place. Let's go to our place.
Thank you, Kinnie. All right, so now we come to the time of conscious circulation, where we give freely from what we have to support the vision, mission, and purpose, knowing that as we do so, we keep the lights on, we keep the music going, we keep hospitality flowing freely. So let's just have a quick prayer here for conscious circulation. I know again that there is one power and one presence, and that as it shows up as financial bliss, that it flows freely, supporting what we do here at Vision, knowing that as we give freely, it returns to us in inspiration and in community. So I give great thanks for this time, knowing that it does flow freely, that we are supported and loved always. And so it is.
Free.
celebration singers. Big round of applause. All right, this morning, Reverend Patty did hand me a miracle minute. This is from Joan. I had a miracle minute from the craft class yesterday that I was teaching. I misplaced a small part that I needed to cut something for one student in the class. I took it out of its case, then proceeded to lose it. I looked everywhere, on the table and the floor. I jokingly said to the class that we need to pray for me to find it, which I did. I improvised and we finished the class. Later, I looked through everything I had taken to class and nothing. Today, I was putting on my left shoe when I found this part wedged in the inside edge of the shoe. A very safe place. I must have dropped it and it went into the very narrow opening between my foot and the shoe. I never felt it. I'm sure I could never get that to happen again if I tried. A small miracle that made me very happy. Thank you, Joe. So, if you do have miracle minutes, please share them with Rev Patty. It's revpatty@visioncsl.com. My God. All right. Okay, up next we have The Last Word by Johnny Kirko.
We're going to have Jim every week, aren't we? Hello, everybody online. We continue our meet and greet right after our celebration. Join us for a group of people who are across the world who want to say hello to you, and we have practitioners available for one-on-one prayer. Thanks for being there. For all of us in the room here, we are having continuing Congregational Sunday, which means that we have food right after our celebration. So stick around, have some good food with us. I don't know what we have today. It's going to be a surprise. So stick around and enjoy some food and hospitality with us. And I want to thank anybody who's brought food for us. And if you would like to, you can sign up for that in our foyer in the kitchen area and hospitality. Sign up and say you want to bring something. It'd be really great for you to share in some of your skill sets in that. So we have classes coming up. This week, we have our very first class online. It's called The Art of Uncertainty. James Vandenberg's going to talk a little bit about that.
Yes, I am. The art of uncertainty. And during uncertain times, we kind of tend to let anxiety be the thing that guides our choices and our decision making. Well, this class is all about mastering the art of living in the unknown. I love that byline, how to live in the mystery of life and love it, with Reverend Gene Phillips. That starts this Tuesday night, the 17th. It's online. And you can sign up on the website, can't you? Yes, I think you can. You can click on that and you can sign up. And it's probably in if you're on Facebook right now, it's probably right there. You can just click on it, all right? But she's looking forward to working with anybody and welcoming you into that class. 4 weeks starts this Tuesday.
Thank you, James. And Reverend Patty starting our foundations class. New foundation is going to be starting not this week, but next. And it will be right here in our location, Wednesday evenings. Reverend Patty, you want to talk about that at all? No, she doesn't want to talk about it. She just wants you to show up. Next Wednesday, she'll give you more details. It's Wednesday evenings at 6:30, right in our space here. I'd love to have you be a part of that. If you haven't taken foundations before, it's just really information about what we're about, what we believe, how to live a fantastic life. Take that class. It will change your life. So we have movie night starting up this week, Wednesday evening. TK's heading us up, and it's called Ticket to Paradise with George Clooney and Julia Roberts. So join us for that. Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. right here in our space. Love to have you be there. We've got our next concert coming up. It's our cabaret concert series with Rhea Carey and Rainey. Yes, we're calling Come for a Little R&R, little Rhea and Rainey. So that'll be on the 26th. It begins at 7 p.m. Buy tickets online, and we're doing the cabaret where we set up tables. You bring your own food. We will have some liquid refreshments available for sale that evening. Not for sale. We're selling glasses, and inside you put liquid refreshments in the glass, because we don't sell wine here, everybody online. Jacob Glass will be here on Saturday, January 28th. He will be here at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Join us for Jacob Glass. It's an experience you will not forget. Let me just tell you, good stuff.
On the 29th, we're having our first Blessing of the Animals headed up by Hummingbird over here. So what we'll be doing is from 11:30 to 12:30, come by and bring your little friends, your furry friends, over on the side of our building over here. We will be blessing you. You can come by in your car. You can come by and bring them in. Not really in. We don't want horses in here and stuff. Vicky. No horses, Vicky. Outside. They can come outside here. But my goodness, it could turn into a farmland here really quick. Anyway, so if you want to do that, set that on your calendar. Next week, Reverend Patty will be back. Her talk title is Renew, and the Higher Vision Choir will be here with us, so good stuff. We have very special guest, Daryl Thompson's going to be singing with us in the choir next week, too, so join us for that. How about Kinnie died today? I just found out some disturbing news that she's moving away to Arizona, so... But that doesn't mean we won't have Kinnie back. So it's really hot in the summer times. I don't know if you know that or not. We'll invite her back in August and July. She'll be wanting to come see us. So we will have her back singing with us. And I know your experience is going to be great in Arizona. So on February 12th, we are going to be doing our annual, what is it called? Anniversary, that's the word. So we'll be celebrating our anniversary. It's our 16th anniversary. Yes, 16 years. Can you believe it? That's amazing. And so we are inviting everybody to be here. And what we're doing is a recommitment and remember. So remember what it used to be like when this room was filled, and remember all those faces we haven't seen for a long, long time. We want you in this room. We are going to remember and recommit ourselves to Vision. So if you're a member of Vision, we want you to be here. If you're not a member of Vision yet, come see me or one of our core council members. I'd give you a form and become a member, and we'll be doing a commitment ceremony that day too. It's going to be a big day. Practitioners are going to be here in the room surrounding us. Come and be a part of that. February 12th is our anniversary. Last but not least, did you guys check out our new website? So, if you haven't, shame on you, and get on there as soon as you get home. But if you have, it's really been a quite experience. I want to thank Liz Lim for all of her work in this. She put some serious amounts of time and love into this experience, and I'm so happy about it. You guys check that out. If you find things that you really love, let us know. If there's things that you go, they aren't working great, let us know. Or things you think we should add, let us know. Send an email to info@visioncsl.com. Love to hear more about it. It's really, really cool. Got lots of wonderful things we're going to continue to add into it. Thank you, Liz, for all of your work. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, John. And now it's time for our affirmations. So let's all stand up as you are able. All right. Do I have the right ones? I do. Yay. Okay. Here we go. Today I recognize the God power within me. My life unfolds in perfect harmony. All my needs, wants, and desires already exist in divine mind. 3. All right, here we go. All my needs, wants, and desires already exist in divine mind. Absolutely, I do know that it is true that all of my wants and needs and desires exist in the divine mind, and that it supplies me effortlessly every time I ask. Even before I know what to say, they are on the way. And so I know that those cell doors that might appear so mighty in front of us are kicked open, and we are free to move into the great light of day, supporting and loving ourselves and each other as we move forward, knowing that God greets us at every step. I give great thanks for this time today, knowing that we are safe and that we are loved. And so it is.
So it is. Yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, together all are we. When we walk with each other,